Okay, let's go ahead and look at this page. We're finishing up. You just told me these are the vertex forms of those two. Okay, so go ahead. If you didn't do those, check those. Then let's go on to example 9, talking about the domain and range. So we're going back to our ideas about functions. So what's really cool about the vertex form of the equation is it actually tells you where the, either the top or the bottom of the parabola is. So what's the domain of any quadratic? What values can you use for x? I heard you say it. I saw you say it. Yes, it's going to be the domain is going to be from negative infinity to positive infinity. We call that interval notation. Okay? The range, what does the range refer to? The range refers to the y values, exactly. So what y values do we have? Well, the smallest y value is what? -3. And should we include that point? Yeah. And where does it stop from there? Infinity. So that's the range. So just looking at these, if you can determine the vertex, then you should be able to continue to find the domain and the range. So the domain here is always going to be what? Yeah, always. The domain is the same for all quadratics because there's no restriction on what x values you can use. Who can tell me what they think the range is going to be just by looking at this? What are we going to be looking for in the equation to figure out the range? Yes? Yes, if it's upward or downward. And then what do we care about, the x value or do we care about the y value? The y value. So this negative out front says it's opening downward. And that means that this y value is a maximum point or a minimum point if the parabola is opening downward. This one is the maximum. So who can tell me the domain then? It's going to be from, yes, this is the smallest part, smallest, and this is the largest. Okay, looking at the next one, your coefficient A of 2/3 tells you what about the parabola? It's opening upwards, right? And then, so if it's opening upwards, is 1 going to be a maximum or a minimum point? If the parabola opens upward, the vertex is the minimum. So the range, or sorry, the domain is going to be, the range is going to be, starts at 1 and goes to infinity. Good. And then what about this one? You determine first it opens downward, and so if it's opening downward, the vertex is a maximum point. So tell me the range. Negative infinity to 10. 10 is included. Negative infinity is not. Okay, any questions on that? So that's thinking about the domain and the range.